Hi, I'm Jeff Ludy, the owner of Houston Window Experts. Thank you for watching this video. I'm in our beautiful showroom where we carry over a dozen brands of windows and doors here in Houston. And if you're in Houston and you'd like to know more about our products, our services, please check out our website, give us a call, or drop by the showroom. If you live somewhere else, another part of the country, you should check out a website I built just for you, where I have a list of great window companies all over the US. Maybe you know someone that lives near you. It's jeffslist.com. So, this video is called 5 More Mistakes I See People Make When It Comes to Buying Windows. And of course that means that there must be a video about 5 mistakes. Yes, there is. In fact, it's my most watched, most popular video on YouTube. I'll put a link to it right here and also down in the description. When you get done with this video, you might want to watch that as well because I cover 5 common mistakes. Now here's 5 more for you. The first one is going cheap. It's all about price. I want the cheapest money window can buy. Cheap, 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 cheap. Listen, if you're looking for the cheapest window money can buy, keep the window you have. I mean, there must be something wrong with the window you have or you wouldn't be looking to replace it. Why replace a bad window with a bad window? Don't make a lateral move. You need to make an improvement to what you're doing. Now, nothing wrong with trying to save money. I think the difference between cheap and value is where you still select the price as an important component, but also the quality of the window and the quality of installation, the quality of the service that you're going to get from the company you're buying these windows from. It's more about the whole package. But what I found is that people find a window company that's cheap and they say, well, if I can get it for this much money, maybe I can get it for less. And they keep looking and looking and looking until they find they end up with the bottom of the barrel quality and the bottom of the barrel window company. There's always somebody willing to do it for less money. You can get a haircut for less money. You can get a brain surgery in Mexico for less money. There's a lot of things you can do to save money. Now, I don't mind saving money on gasoline. If I can find 93 octane gas at this gas station or at that gas station and there's a nickel price difference, of course, I'm going to save 5 cents a gallon. Who wouldn't? But I'm not going to buy the cheapest toilet paper money can buy, right? No one ever steals that giant roll of toilet paper out of the Walmart bathroom. Why? Because you don't want it. So be careful of where you spend money. Be careful of where you save money. Going cheap is not always good. Listen, 25% of the windows we replace every year are already double pane windows. That's got to tell you something. It tells you that not all windows are made the same. Not all windows are installed the same. And just because you're saving money, just because you're getting a cheap window, doesn't mean you're actually going to be happy with what you get. I made a video about that particular situation that we see a lot, about why you shouldn't buy a cheap window. There's a link to it here, a link in the description. I really think when you're done with this, you should watch that video as well because it's going to help you not make that mistake. So, the second mistake I see is just the opposite to that. It's going for gold or going broke. People think if a window is really good, it must be really expensive. If a window is really expensive, it must be really good. And that's not always true either. You know, if I came to you and I said, hey, I've got a brand new Bentley. You want to buy it? It's only $50,000. What would your first question be? Is it hot? What's wrong with it? Is it broken? I mean, something about a quality product and a low price doesn't seem to make sense in our brain. We would expect something good to cost more. There are companies who play on the psychology of that particular concept. And instead of selling a window that should be worth, I'm going to use a hypothetical example, a window project to replace all your windows, maybe it should be $30,000. They're going to show it at $80,000. So you start thinking about the value of how wonderful it must be compared to the other guy who was only 30. And then they'll eventually come down because they're going to have a 40% off sale, and then they're going to have a Father's Day, Mother's Day combo sale, and a Grandparents' Day sale, and a Veterans Day sale, and eventually you pay $50,000, which means you only spent $20,000 too much. But you felt good about it because you didn't go cheap, you didn't go broke, you didn't go cheap, but you went broke instead, trying to find something that would fit your needs. Listen, I got to tell you, what you want is not to go broke or not to go cheap. You want quality, you want value. I want to tell you a quick story about this because it actually works. I owned a restaurant for 12 years in Amarillo, Texas called Macaroni Joe's. If you're ever in that area, go check it out. It's still there. We had this steak. It was a 2-inch, oh my gosh, I'm getting thirsty and hungry thinking about this, 2-inch thick, dry aged ribeye that we had flown in from Culpeper, Virginia, a very famous producer of beef there. And we would just grill it to perfection. Open pit, mesquite fire, okay, just excellent. Well, if that wasn't good enough for you, you know what we did? We took the stuffed chili relleno and we actually stuffed it with Asiago cheese, baby shrimp, mozzarella, bechamel sauce. We had a light batter. It was lightly fried. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious. And it sat on top of that steak. And when you cut into that, I am getting hungry. When you cut into that stuffed chili relleno, it would the stuff would ooze down the steak. It was incredible. Well, my wife, who was our chef, she loved it, but she hated it because there was so much prep involved, and we'd only sell 2 or 3 of those a night. So she and our chef, our co-chef, she said, let's take it off the menu. It's too much work. Let's not do it anymore. I said, gosh, I hate to take it off. It's such a beautiful steak, and there is a small market out there that wants it. I said, you know what we'll do instead? I'll raise the price significantly and no one will buy it. Well, this was in 2001. We went from $28 on that steak to $48 on that steak, which would be like a $100 steak now. Guess what? We sold like 10 times as many. I mean, as soon as someone came in and said, it's my anniversary, it's my birthday, I see a $48 steak, man, it looks great, we sold more of it. There's a certain principle in our mind that says expensive must mean it's better, and that's not always the case. Now, I will say this, quality materials do cost more money. You should expect to spend more money. And just like the guy who's giving you a real cheap window has to cut the quality of the materials, the guy who does not want to compromise the quality of the materials will expect you to pay him more money. And that is normal. But don't make the mistake of just spending more money for no reason. The third mistake, very common, I see it way too much, is improper installation. Improper installation. Even if you got a decent window, if it's not installed properly, you're going to have a problem with a window. If you've watched many of my videos, you hear me say this all the time. There's 2 key components to having a successful, I'm smiling, I'm happy window project. One is finding a window you like that does the job well, and number 2, finding a great installer. I like to put it this way. A great window with a bad installer is a bad window. If anything, I'd rather have a bad window with a great installer because maybe that installer can make the window work better. Think about that. So there's a saying I've heard that says, skilled labor is rarely cheap, and cheap labor is rarely skilled. You're going to get what you pay for. You're going to get what you pay for. You know, sometimes people look at us and our price is a little higher than a lot of our competitors, but we're fair. And they say, Jeff, you know, hiring an expert, gee, that seems expensive. You know what? You should try hiring an amateur. Hiring an amateur costs a lot more than hiring an expert after you do the same thing twice. Because if it doesn't get done right, you will have problems eventually. These windows should last 30 or more years in your house. If the window goes in and it doesn't leak and there's no problems the first 2 or 3 years, I'm not surprised. The real test is in your 5, 10, 15, and 20. Having proper installation is key. Number 4, the no-name game, also known as orphan window. A lot of window companies will come in and they won't have a choice of windows like we do. We have over a dozen brands. They'll have one window, it'll be the best window in the world, and they'll tell you why you like it better than any window, and they'll spend 3 hours telling you all about that. A lot of times these windows are made by a large window manufacturer and then they are private labeled. They'll put the name of the company on there. For example, my name is Jeff Ludy. I buy enough windows. I could go to a window company and say, I want you to make this window and put my name on it, and I want to call it the Jeff Ludy 8000. Okay? Well, then if I come to your house and you like my window and we spend 3 hours looking at your window, which I won't ever do, by the way, then you say, I like that window, but I'm going to compare him. I'm going to shop it. I'm going to evaluate it. You go to your internet, you start typing in the Jeff Ludy 8000. Guess who keeps coming up? Jeff Ludy. There's no one else to buy the Jeff Ludy 8000 from. Why? Because I private labeled that window for myself in hopes that you won't be able to compare and see if it's a great value or not. You can't go to the internet and type in the Jeff Ludy 8000 reviews because the only reviews are going to see the ones that I put there. So be careful of the no name, the orphan window. A lot of companies do that and you don't have any way to compare it. I would stick instead to brand names that you can compare to. For example, if I sold you a Pella window or proposed a Pella window for you, you could see my Pella window and the price, you would know the model number, and you could call another Pella window dealer and you could compare me to them where you could have a true apple-to-apple comparison, at least on the product. So don't fall for that. That's a big mistake. Right away, if that company you see does not give you the brand name of the manufacturer who makes the window and you can't shop it to compare it, I think you should avoid it completely. That's almost always an indication that the window itself is going to cost more than it's worth. Number 5, lack of due diligence. On my video about 5 mistakes, one of the things I talk about in there is falling in love with a window before you fall in love with a window company. It's easy to love the window. I like what it does, I like how it works, and then sometimes you fall in love with that and you stop there. Instead of stopping and saying, who's going to install it? What are their qualifications? Do they have workman's comp insurance? You know, do they have liability insurance? What if someone fell off a ladder while working at my house? Am I at the risk of being sued? Do you have coverage for this? Who's going to take down the blinds and put them back up? Who's going to move the furniture and put it back? Who's going to be here and what time? Do they have a supervisor? Who handles the warranty claims? I mean, there's things beyond just selecting a window that are important for you to find out. Now, Ronald Reagan said this, and I like it. He said, trust, but verify. I'm not saying you should trust a window company if they make certain promises to you, but if you can verify those things, I really think it's in your best interest. Listen, this is not like buying a TV at Best Buy. If you don't like it, you've got 30 days to return it. Once they pull the windows out of your house and put these new windows in, you're stuck with them. You're stuck with them. You're going to have to buy new windows again in order to make any changes. So, do your due diligence. Okay, we're going to recap, right? Don't go cheap. It never pays off. Don't spend too much money by going broke. That never pays off. Focus on improper installation and making sure you're getting good installation. Don't fall for that trap. Number 4, don't fall for the no window or orphan window problem. And number 5, do your homework, do your due diligence. I'll close with this. There's a link below to a great series I made about 10 questions you should ask before you buy windows. I go into great detail on the due diligence part of it there, and I think it's worth you watching. Okay, don't forget, if you're in Houston, I'd love to get a chance to meet you. If you live somewhere else in the country, visit jeffslist.com. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you again real soon.